What's up, YouTube? This is Bar911970, and I thank you for watching my video. And for all the new people that have subscribed to my channel recently, I welcome you and hope that you guys learn a lot from this and many other videos. Alright guys, by the title of this video, you could see the hypocrisy in our government, and not only just our government, it is basically starting throughout the world. So I'm going to read a list of people who have not only worked for the government, but also are or were former employees of Goldman Sachs. I want you to see this. Now, of course, there's too many to list, so I'm just going to do a few of them, and I will post the link so you could check into this, but this should show you what you need to know about this government and other places around the world and the hypocrisy that it has. So let's start with this. Now, this list was, this article was created on December 4th, 2012, so I'm sure there have been some additional Goldman Sachs employees since then. But this will be enough to kind of get the point across. All right. December 4th, 2012, Washington. All right, here we go. At best, it's considered a revolving door for powerful individuals between Wall Street and the White House. At worst, it's an economic coup that has been successful in infiltrating and subverting the United States federal government. What is it? The multinational global banking syndicate known as Goldman Sachs. And more, its employees and the federal government's employees are becoming one in the same. The following list was comprised by NaturumList.com and published in May of 2012. With a new Obama administration taking control after the first of the year, the below names will change somewhat. Many of the current White House staff and paid advisors will go back to their Wall Street firms, such as Goldman Sachs. While new Wall Street power players, many of the same individuals from previous presidential administrations, will take their place. What follows is a list of Goldman Sachs employees and paid agents who have moved over to positions in the Barack Obama White House. The second list below indicates many additional Goldman Sachs employees who were hired by the Bush administration and were holdovers into President Obama's first term. The third and final list reflects the Goldman Sachs individuals who have moved on to positions at other global or foreign governments in the institutions. So it just shows this is not just a United States of America corporation problem. But let's continue. As we can see, the federal and state election disclosures confirm Goldman Sachs has little or no loyalty to either Republicans or Democrats. The global bank is a major partner in administrations from both parties, contributes to both parties, and some would argue controls both parties. This battle between the citizens of a country against the self-serving power and influence of the global banking cartel is not new. In fact, it's been going on since biblical times when Christianity banned usury, which is the charging of interest on loans and debts. The following two historical quotes sum up the internal struggle that still goes on today. First in quotes, "Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws." That's Mayer Rothschild, one of the Rothschilds. What a surprise. 1790. Second quote reads, "History records that the money changers have used every form of abuse, intrigue, deceit, and violent means possible to maintain their control over governments by controlling money and its issuance." End quote. That's James Madison, who was the fourth president of the United States. So keep in mind, guys, banks throughout the world have done this where wars are very profitable. Now, they can either start them, I can't say they do or they don't, or they take advantage of them. It's either one of the two, but here's the wonderful part about these wonderful banks who care about us. I say that facetiously. They lend money to both sides because wars cost money. You have to pay for the soldiers. You have to pay for the equipment. You have to pay for reconstruction. And where do you get that money? You borrow it from the same banks. So they don't care who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. They just care that they're making money and profiting off of our suffering. Gotta love them. Okay, so let's start with this list. And like I said, guys, I will not go down every single one, but we're going to do enough so you can get a general idea of how many people it actually is. So let's go. Goldman Sachs personnel in the Barack Obama White House. So we're going to start with Barack Obama. We got Lael Brainard. Brainard is the United States Under Secretary of Treasury for Internal Affairs in the administration of Obama. Gregory Craig, former White House counsel, recently hired by Goldman Sachs. Thomas Donnellan, Deputy National Security Advisor, despite having a career that is mostly involved with domestic politics. Donnellan was a lawyer at the O'Malley and Myers and made almost $4 million representing meltdown clients including Penny Hitzker of Chicago and Goldman Sachs. William C. Dudley, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. You'll notice there's a lot of them that work for the Federal Reserve, too. He was a partner and managing director at Goldman Sachs and was the firm's chief U.S. economics for a decade. Douglas Elmendorf. And forgive me if I don't pronounce their names right. I don't know these people personally, nor do I care. So if I get it wrong, screw it. All right, so Douglas Elmendorf, sounds like something out of the Lord of the Rings, Obama director of the Congressional Budget Office in January 2009, replaced Furman as director of the Hamilton Project. Note that the Hamilton Project was funded by Robert Rubin and Goldman Sachs. Rahm Emanuel, Obama Chief of Staff, on the payroll of Goldman Sachs, receiving $3,000 per month from the firm to introduce us to people, end quote. In the words of one Goldman Sachs partner at the time. Diana Farrell, Obama Administration, Deputy Director, National Economic Council, former Goldman Sachs title, Financial Analyst. Stephen Friedman, Obama Administration, Chairman, President's Foreign Intelligence Advisory Board, former Goldman Sachs title, Board Member, Chairman from 1990 to 1994, Director in 2005. Michael Froman, Robert Rubin's Chief of Staff while Rubin served as Secretary of the Treasury and an Obama headhunter, according to, in quotes, Rubin protégés change their tune as they join Obama's team, end quote, in New York Times. Ann Fudge, gotta love that one, appointed to Obama Budget Deficit Reduction Committee. Notice the pattern here? Fudge has been the PR craftsman for some of America's largest corporations. What a surprise. She sits, according to the Washington Post, as a trustee of the Brookings Institution, within which the Hamilton Project is embedded. Jason Furman directed economic policy for the Obama presidential campaign, served as the second director of the Hamilton Project after Peter Orszag's departure from the Obama administration. Mark Gallagly sits in the Hamilton Project Advisory Council. He is also, according to Wikipedia, currently a member of President Obama's Economic Recovery Advisory Board. Timothy Geithner, Secretary of the Treasury. What a surprise. Former president of the New York Fed. What a surprise. A former managing director of Goldman Sachs. What a surprise. All right, so let's stop from there. Let's go down how many more there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 other people as of May of 2012. So we don't know how many more there have been since then that are on that list just for Obama. So let's go to George W. Bush, because we want to make sure this is not just about Barack Obama. So let's go. Goldman Sachs personnel in the George W. Bush White House. Joshua Bolten, Bush Administration, White House Chief of Staff, 2006 to 2009. Former Goldman Sachs title, Executive Director, Legal and Government Affairs from 1994 to 1999. William C. Dudley, New York Federal Reserve. Current president slash CEO. Former Goldman Sachs title, partner and managing director, 2007. Edward C. Forrest, Bush administration. Advisor on setting up TARP to Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson in 2008. Former Goldman Sachs title, co-head of Goldman's investment management business. Stephen Friedman, New York Federal Reserve. Former chairman of the board, 2009. Former Goldman Sachs title, board member, chairman, 1990 to 1994, director of 2005. Gary Gensler, Undersecretary of the Treasury, 1999 to 2001, and Assistant Secretary Treasury, 1997 to 1999. Former Goldman Sachs title partner and co-head of finance. Reuben Jeffrey III, Undersecretary for Economic, Energy, and Agricultural Affairs, State Department, 2007-2009. Former Goldman Sachs title, Managing Partner, Paris, until 2002, Security Investment Banking Practice. All right, so let's stop that from now. Let's count how many more were in the Bush era. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other people that they put in this list. So let's go over the global. So this isn't just limited to the United States of America Corporation. They spread their tentacles across the world. So this way the whole world is being controlled by the banks, not by politicians or people for the people. So let's go. And if I get these wrong, these are foreign names, so forgive me if I don't pronounce them right. But to be honest, I don't really care. All right, Mark Carney. Current title, Governor, Bank of Canada. Former Goldman Sachs title, Managing Director, Goldman Sachs Canada until 2003. Mario Draghi. Current title, Government of the Bank of Italy, 2006 through, guess it's continuing at that point. Former Goldman Sachs title, European Deputy Chairman, Partner until 2006. Edward Liddy. Current title, AIG CEO. Former Goldman Sachs title, Board Member. Chairman from 1990 to 1994. Director, 2005. Duncan Niederrohr. Sounds good enough. Current title, Chair of CEO NYSE. Former Goldman Sachs title, Managing Director, 2007. Romano Prodi. Current title, Prime Minister of Italy, 1996 to 1998 and 2006 through 2008. And President of the European Commission, 1999 to 2004. Former Goldman Sachs title, Paid Advisor and Consultant, 1990 to 1993. Yeah, there's no hypocrisy here. Malcolm Turnbull. Current title, Federal Leader, Liberal Party of Australia. Former Goldman Sachs title, Partner, 1998-2001. Massimo Zanoni. Current title, Italian Deputy Treasury Chief, 2006 through 2008. Former Goldman Sachs title, Partner, 2004 through 2006. Well, they got Italy under tight grip. Let's see. David Watson. Current title, Monetary Policy Committee, Bank of England. Former Goldman Sachs title, Chief European Economist. All right, guys, that is the list as of now. Like I said, I guarantee you there are a lot more people in the United States of America Corporation and throughout the world who are part of the Goldman Sachs / government family. So if you can't see the hypocrisy here, obviously your head is too far underneath the sand and we can't help you. But if people want to really think that our government is here to help the people, well, they're not, because they're there to help each other. They have people who work in financial industries working for the government and back and forth, and they pat each other on the back and help each other out. So, if you think we're going to have any economic recovery anytime soon, and you think these government people are just sitting there saying, we're here to protect you, well, then you are kidding yourself, and things are not going to change, because as you see, this goes all the way back to the days of the Bible, that this is ongoing. We see our fourth president of the United States warning us about this. Thomas Jefferson has warned us about the banks. When is it that we are actually going to stop and think about what's going on and actually put an end to it? There's not going to be any changes, because as you can see, they don't care about Democrat or Republican. They don't care about countries. They're all over the place. It's a gigantic spider web that entraps us all. So if you think your money's going to be safe and you don't think they're going to do like they did in Cyprus to us around the world, let's put it this way. I hope I'm wrong. Don't think I am, though. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Peace. One more piece.